Well, Jeff, I'm with you in Taiwan. The last time I spoke with you was kind of on the other side of the pond.
Yes.
But we wanted to fly all the way across the world to be the very first to showcase this massive 5-axis machine. I know you have a range of machines at YCM, and 5-axis is, we used to say the future. Oh no, it is how we're, it's maybe even the yesterday, not saying that it's outdated, but we should have bought into it already if we haven't. And if our shop doesn't have 5-axis machining, we better get into it immediately.
Yes.
But this is a big mamma jamma. I know I don't use the word mamma jamma a lot, but you have a full line of machines. So let's talk about the line of machines and the one we're standing in front of now and how it was developed, because I know the relationship from factory to friendship and partnership kind of all comes together and when it comes to development.
Well, YCM is a family-oriented business, and what we like to do is get the input and the feedback from our family members, who we also believe as our customer. So this actually came from a dealer and a customer, and we've developed this because we have what we call our CX series of machine, which is a C-frame style of 5-axis product. Then we move up to the RX range. We have an RX65 and an RX65 Plus now. And then this jumps us up to an RX85, and this machine is an RX100. So basically this has an 800 millimeter table with 1,000 millimeter part size capability. And this puts us in a range of 5-axis that really our customers need and deserve today.
Well, you say this puts us in a range, right? And when somebody makes a joke with me about, are you ready to start a machine shop? I say, give me the big one, right? And when I think about give me the big one, sometimes I might want to machine smaller parts as well. I know I always want to do done-in-ones. I know I always want to be in the 5-axis world, and I know I always want to do automation. I see a door over here, we can talk about that as well.
Yes.
So I know certain ingredients to my recipe that I need to have, but a machine like this, it's a big one, right?
It's a big one. Yep.
And I think to myself, when I invest in a machine like this, am I investing in something that's only going to be rigid, and do I lose some of my speed? But I think I get the best of both worlds in this machine, don't I?
In this machine, it has a 10,000 RPM spindle, so it can do semi-fast work. So for example, this machine can not only do aluminum style work, it can also do titanium style work, because we can option this machine up to a 15,000 RPM HSK A100 spindle, or we can have it here as a 10,000 RPM high torque spindle. And it has a direct drive A and C axis, so that also gives us the ability to do good work in the full 5-axis range. So, and when I talk about the range of product, we also have gantry style 5-axis machines as well. So this is just a different series than our gantry style, which then all has it in the head, and it's a big double column style machine. So we have really now a complete range of 5-axis machines, from the largest in our portfolio all the way down to the smallest size.
You say we now have a complete range, and I want to dive back into this in just a minute. The complete range was added by listening to partnerships, and I want to get back into that in just a minute. It's how we started. I know it's important to iterate, but when I'm looking at this cosmetically, Jeff, two things I recognize right away that I absolutely love. One, these giant windows. I'm so tired of trying to peek through a small little hole to see what's going on. I mean, these windows are amazing. And two, I love how much Z-axis space I have in order to be able to put those large, because if I'm going to have a machine this size, if I'm going to go 1,000 millimeters, right, I want to have the space for my parts. And it looks like this spindle head allows me to go all the way down to the table, keeping my rigidity and accuracy while pulling away from the table and being able to machine big parts as well.
Exactly, and our machines are height and height scales all the way around, so both linear and rotary scales that give us the accuracy in those long stroke ranges that we have in our products. So depending on, it doesn't matter what size we have, they're all going to have height and height scales throughout the range, and they're all going to be very accurate. And then we have machines with different style tables as well. We have direct drive, we have worm wheel tables, so it really depends on what the customer needs. We can supply all of what they require, depending on the type of machine they need or the parts they're machining.
Jeff, you are incredibly familiar with YCM. You've been doing this a little while now.
I have.
I had the honor and privilege to recently tour the Foundry.
Yes.
Now I bring this up because it's beautiful. It's amazing, and it's been around for 40 years. So it's not just started yesterday and they're like, well, let's try it out. No, it's been around for 40 years. So the reason I bring that up is because, again, when I see a machine this size, I would make the discussion that it was designed through partnerships for bigger, harder materials, which means I need to trust that the vibration is going to be reduced.
Yes.
I don't want to scrap parts. I don't want to lose cycle time. I don't want to scrap out my end mills. I want to make sure my finish is good. And the Foundry supports all things YCM. That to me is something that should be spoken about.
Yeah, we obviously we have our own foundry, and it's all meonite cast and all tested through the standards that give us true meonite. Not only that, our design and engineering team also does full FEA analysis on all of our products. So of that, when it comes to the design and engineering part of the industry. So yeah, we can actually do very good things from our design standpoint as well.
All right, let's close this thing out with how we started it, bringing it all full circle when it comes to partnerships and design, right? So you've had a line of machines. I've walked into tool and die factories, some of the best in the world that have YCM machines making perfection mirror parts.
Yeah.
But you wanted to grow. You wanted to sprinkle water on it and make this thing grow, right? And so this machine was actually designed and developed based on a recommendation by some of the partnerships out there.
Yep, that's right. And you know, YCM, I think if you were to look at us 10 years ago, you would have probably said, oh, they're a great 3-axis machine tool company.
That was what I used to say.
Yep. And from, I would say, the last 10 years or so, we've put our, kickstand down, really decided, hey, let's change the way we're thinking about things and really develop and engineer and design and produce true 5-axis machining capability. And like I said, not only do we have the C-frame style products, but also this is called the RAM or sometimes a cradle style product, but we also have now the double column style products as well. So we have a full range of 5-axis products, and we're going to continue to develop. So if something is needed, we're going to listen to our customers again. We're going to continue to develop. And if we see something that might be wrong, like IMTS 2022, there was something that was found on our RX65 machines that needed a change. We listened, we changed it. Now it's, the cat's meow basically of the 5-axis machine market. So on our RX65 machine, we now have 18,000 RPM HSK A63 spindle along with a DD style table. So that's now the creme de la creme of that product.
All right, Jeff, I absolutely really enjoy being able to introduce machines like this. We're all very excited worldwide to be able to continue to develop with YCM. Thank you so much for your time today. I know we have more machines to talk about. We're gonna enjoy our time in Taiwan, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We always enjoy Taiwan for sure.
All right, my friends, this is YCM. This is my buddy Jeff. This is a massive 1,000 millimeter machine, and we got more coming to you, so stay tuned.
Thank you.